Hey you guys, it's me, April. I'm using a selfie stick. This is new. My sister got me this for Christmas and I thought, I'm never gonna use a selfie stick, and here I am. So anyway, I wanted to vlog with you today. This is my second vlog. And one of the things I want to talk about today has to do with the acting world, and I'm gonna call it Firsts Over 40. And Firsts Over 40 is gonna be about my firsts of things that have happened after 40 in the acting world. I know the last time I had said about how I want to be inspiring to younger people who feel overwhelmed and feel like there's no place for them in the industry. And then I was thinking about it afterwards, and I thought I also want to kind of like give some love to my older sisters that either were acting when they were younger and then had kids and walked away from it, or are still just in it like I am, like have been in it. My first film was when I was 18, was Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I played Marianne Zlotnick, one of the Pat Benatar lookalikes. So by the time I was 40, I'd been doing it for 22 years. And so I have been in it consistently since then. I have never, ever walked away. Okay, so one of my firsts over 40 that I'm gonna talk about is that I did not get my first national commercial until I was over 40, until I was way over 40. Just to give you a little background on my commercial life, up until that point, I had done some extra work on commercials, which by the way is very lucrative. I just want to throw that out there, and not easy to get. And I had done like little things. And so I had, when I was in my 20s, I took a class at Tepper Gallegos. Do you guys remember that? For anyone who remembers Tepper Gallegos, hit the like button. Tepper Gallegos was a casting company. It was also a commercial workshop school that taught commercial auditions and then would have like an agent's night at the end of it. I did a few of those, and I just don't think I was ever the right type, and I just didn't feel like I was, when you know you're in the pocket of something. I just never felt like I was in the pocket of something. I don't know why. It was very hard for me to just like, back then, first of all, back then the commercial look was blonde or redheads. I remember I had a friend who'd worked a ton of commercials, and she sent me to her commercial agent, and he said, well, you're very ethnic looking, and so I was considered ethnic looking at the time, and you could probably do like a lead, there's like a Levi commercial out right now that you probably are the right type for. I'm like, that's it? So I was like, all right, well, that's not looking good. It's like trying to be in the opera, and they're like, well, you really don't have a singing range. So I was like, all right, well, this seems seeming a little, discouraging. Now, I don't get discouraged easy, but also if doors are constantly slamming in my face, like, I get it. I'll leave the party. So, you don't have to drag me out. So anyway, I don't think I was ever good. Back then, commercial was really about, and I don't ever think I was good at that. I mean, I know this is going to sound corny, but I came from like a theater acting background, which is really about telling the truth. And I don't want to sound too actor corny. My actor friends will get it, but acting is really about looking for the truth of the situation. And I guess I was too young to find a way to discard that or apply that to commercials. I couldn't do it. But when I got older, over 40, I decided I was going to give it another try. And so the two things everybody seemed to be looking for now were to be in an improv class and to have a good commercial acting coach and to take an improv class. If you really want to know the ones I took, I can tell you, but I'm not here to, push them. You can Google it and find out, who's the best commercial teacher in town, or, what's the best improv class, which is going to end up either being UCB or Groundlings, and, so we all basically know the ones. So anyway, I did those two things, and in the commercial workshop, the one thing that I really learned was that today's world, commercials are truly not a commercial type. They really are about going in and being authentically who you are. And I was like, well, I could do that. And not to stick to the copy like a robot. And I remember being told, like, you can ask them, do you want me to stick to the copy? And what I was told is that almost 10 times out of 10, they'll say no. And then so within that, you can kind of improv, little things like if the line is, so anyway, then we went to the store and, got some apples, if you want to say. So anyway, then we went to the store. Oh, wow. And got some apples. Now, normally I wouldn't have added in the, oh, wow. I would have just stuck to the copy. But the idea was that your authentic self will come out. So, okay. So with that said, took the improv class, took the commercial class, looked for an agent, got an agent, went on a couple of commercials, got called back for the first two, third commercial I booked. Now, I know when you kind of put that all in order like that, it sounds like, oh, there you go, there's a plan, and look at how that worked. But just so you know, between the improv class and the commercial booked, there was a lot of life. So it just not like it happened that fast, but at least it was along a pathway. And that was the pathway I took. I took the improv class, I took the commercial class, I got the agent, auditioned, booked. Okay, so my first commercial was a Head and Shoulders commercial. It just was within the last year. So it was the commercial for Head and Shoulders, the NFL, for the Giants, and it was the one with Odell Beckham Jr., the Giants athlete that made the catch like this, leaning all the way back. Pretty amazing. That's kind of the gist of the commercial. But they were looking for New York Italian mob wife types, right? I was like, yeah, I can do that. So my agent submitted me, good call. And, I stuck on some hoops and off I went. And I decided, and I actually decided this when I got there, as I was opening the door, that I was going to just be New York the whole time. I'm not saying that that's what I normally do, but for some reason that day, that's where my headspace was at, and so I did that, and it worked. Luckily, and I think one of the reasons, because I think we were told, if I remember right, that we were going to have to tell a story, either a story about how much we love the Giants, or where the Giants are connected in our lives. I'm not a huge football person, believe it or not, but they were okay with that. But I do have a huge connection story to the Giants about my oldest brother, who was a Giant fanatic. And so so I went in and I told the story about the Giants. And so I ended up getting a call back and I booked it. And it's funny because in the first one we had to basically just be ourselves and tell a story. And in the second one, we had to improv. So the two things that I did the classes with both kind of paid off. One for the improv and one for just authentically be yourself. And I ended up getting the commercial and booking my first national commercial over 40. And so there you go. So you got to believe. I wanted to share that story because there's nothing worse than feeling hopeless. I'm not a person that's felt hopeless a lot in my life, but there have been times that I have, and I have to tell you, there's no emptier feeling than the feeling of hopelessness. It's very easy for me to believe in things, thank God. And, but on those moments when I know people that feel hopeless from the jump, no matter what it is, they feel hopeless. But in those moments that I felt hopeless, there's no worse feeling. There's no worse feeling. There's really not, because when you don't have hope, you're like, I don't know. It feels like, for me, it felt like I was sitting out in the desert and could see nothing all around me. Okay, so on a little wrap up, I'm just going to tell you that I have a episode of Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn airing this Wednesday, the 17th at 6:30. I play a police officer, and I ended up actually doing another episode as a police officer. So technically, I'm a reoccurring character. I just want to throw that out there. So anyway, so this one is called Family Matters, and I play a police officer. And again, I'm telling you this because I want you to feel like I don't even know who she is and how she got on TV every week. Why is she working? I just want you to feel that, to inspire yourself, perhaps without insulting me. But if it's what can inspire you, that you feel like, well, look, wow. Because honestly, you probably, besides my friends who are watching this, don't know who I am. And so I want you to think, wow, okay, so you can get work and not necessarily even be known, and still be working in the industry and living that creative life. So those are the reasons why I'm telling you. Hopefully every week I will have a show to tell you that I'm on, but that's not going to be the case. But the last couple of weeks, it seems like this is now the third thing actually in less than a week that has aired that I've done. So anyway, so I'm passing on the stories to have you be like, all right, then I'm going to do that. I dare you. So anyway, okay, you guys, have a lovely day. And next time I'll talk about things in Los Angeles, because I have done some things since Friday when I vlogged. And also, wait, I have the low battery on there. There we go. Also, I want to tell you, I am up to 112 subscribers. You don't know how happy that makes me. I know in the world of YouTube, 112 seems like that ain't nothing. It means everything to me. I know we live in a world where not only are we busy with work, family, friends, I mean, I could go on, but we are so overloaded by all the things technological, and also overloaded by everybody saying, can you click on that? Can you like that? Can you crowdfund me for this? Can you? And so the fact that people take the time to just click and go to YouTube and subscribe and possibly watch my web series, Long Island South Shore, just gonna throw a little plug in, means everything to me. So I'm gonna give a little shout out to my girl, Elda. She's holding out and subscribing, but I'm gonna get her. Before this day is done, that woman's gonna subscribe to my page. But so thank you so much. My first goal, of course, is 500. My long-term goal is 10,000. I know it seems like, whoa, but if I can get 10,000 subscribers, I can use the YouTube facilities. That is a dream. So we're going to start with 500, and then we're going to just find a way to keep on going and make it happen. Okay, you guys, thank you and have a great day.